It is the most wonderful time of the year. We need to break it down. We need to dissect it, similar to what we did with the Thanksgiving show. A lot to talk about when it comes to Christmas, the holiday season. We are in the midst of it. We are in the thick of it. Last week, when we came here, we kind of had a little bit of a discussion about it because last week when we did the program, it was 40 degrees and it was raining pretty heavily outside. So I mentioned that the Christmas spirit was not there. I was not feeling it. We go outside now. There's blacktop. There's cement. There's a lot of green. We went to Orchard Park on Saturday. Feet of snow. So really a night and day difference between the north towns, the middle towns, and the south towns. So I know we're expecting some cold weather this weekend. I have done my best to watch Christmas movies. I watched the Polar Express on Saturday. I have not yet watched I'm not going to get into it too deep because I don't want to get away from the subject matter at hand. But Andrew, how are you feeling about the upcoming Christmas holiday being in the holiday season?
I feel the same as I do every year. You know, I think the day itself kind of gets to be a chore. Especially if you got to go to multiple locations like I do. I have to drive to Rochester and come back. So that's kind of a whole ordeal in itself.
Going to Rochester is an ordeal in itself.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan.
That's okay. You can say it. Nobody's listening.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I do like Irondequoit, which is where we got to go. Right near Seabreeze. So let's start with the positive there.
Is that like the Rochester version of Fantasy Island, basically?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that area is nice. They developed it out. It's like nice park theme. So that's a very good area. But the rest of Rochester, I could do without. I know I was at the Blue Cross Arena a couple of years ago, and I was very impressed by the smell it brought.
I'm going to leave that one alone because I have no idea where you're going with that. What's your shopping situation look like? You have a wife. Who else do you have to buy for?
My mom, my one friend, my two friends, actually, his son, and I usually buy like a family gift for his house. And that's about it. I don't have a lot of people to buy for. I haven't really bought anything yet. I've bought a couple things for my wife just because they were custom made. Other than that, most of my family, we don't really do gifts. We do gift cards. We're just, that type of family.
So you're in a unique situation, and by unique, I mean unemployed this holiday season, which is very unfortunate. How is that factoring into your approach with gift buying, gift giving, and what your holiday plans are looking like?
Well, comparative to last year, I bought my mom a brand new HD 60-inch TV. This year, she's probably going to get a gift card to a restaurant.
I was going to say maybe like an HDMI cable for that TV.
yeah, something like that. She wouldn't know what it was anyways because I would have to put it together and then just swear the whole day. Unemployment came at the worst time. I did get a severance package. I don't want to go into all the details of that, but, obviously I do have money. So it's not that Christmas is going to be that tight. But I am reeling it in. I'm not spending $500 on an HD TV this year like I was last year when I had a nice salary job.
Gary, your mindset heading into Christmas?
For me, it's coming up too fast. I've always been a last-minute guy, but now I'm at the point now where I'm just Amazoning everything and just shipping everything, Kids, doing gift cards for the kids, and, that's really about it. I have some traveling myself. I'm going to Hamilton for Boxing Day, so... family for Christmas Day, then Hamilton for Boxing Day, and that's pretty much about it.
So by the sound of it from both you guys, like gift cards, online shopping, not really in person, going to the stores and going amongst the crowd.
I go out. I've been going out at least kind of price shopping. Usually I'll go on to a store, look around, be like, oh, that looks nice. I'll go online, do a price check. Be careful with using Amazon because if your wife has your login info, she'll see what you got her, and then she will just try to have to act surprised, and it ruins the whole day.
Well, we had this conversation off the air last week, but if you share a bank account with your wife, it's really hard to kind of work around it. So, I mean, if you buy something from Amazon, she can see the amount you spent, but you can't tell exactly what you bought. Whereas if you go to a specific vendor, she's going to know what's coming. You know what I mean? I have gotten to the point where I've evolved into my father, and I can't deal with people on a Saturday anymore. As much as I like to be out and be amongst the people, I just think that people have really kind of lost their minds and have really forgotten just basic common courtesy, basic common sense. So I can't exactly do too much out in public. So I am buying a lot of gift cards from local businesses. I am unfortunately doing more online shopping than I have in the past, but I used to really enjoy going out and watching people lose their mind over the littlest things and just kind of sit back and chuckle. Now I'm just like, I just don't want to be around these people because it's just too much for me, and I don't want to ruin my day off by just being around the insanity, the madness, and all the other hijinks that come with the holiday season.
Yeah, and we're not talking about macho madness. We're talking about misery. I could go into a whole episode myself about people and their lack of consideration in public, but I'll choose not to. But I agree with you. That's why I try to get in and out. I have an idea what I'm looking for, at least what general section, so that way I can go in, beeline right to that section, kind of get my ideas, and then get right out. So I try to be no more than 15, 20 minutes.
And I'm the same way with people. So right now I'm pretty much, I'm shopping for me. That's something I've never really done for myself. I was like, let me treat myself for once. I work hard, you know. Let me treat myself to a little something. So I don't mind dealing with the people because it's for me. But for everybody else, gift card, let them handle it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like buying something for myself too around Christmas. It's just a nice little kind of acknowledgement of yourself around that holiday time. I'm not going to be like extravagant, but I will buy something for myself just to have. Might be a Bills hoodie before the game on Sunday, but it'll be something just to kind of, you know, have that acknowledgement. And I work in a very busy area. I work off of Transit Road in Williamsville. I get about a half hour, 45 minutes for lunch. So if I have the time, I will venture out to try to run an errand. There's a Target right nearby. There's anything you could possibly imagine. Walmart, but I don't go there. There's that stretch of Transit Road in Williamsville where if you need something, you can go out and get it. And I've even found like a level of annoyance and aggravation for that. Go and get a gift card and watch a cashier trying to figure out how to put $25 on that gift card. It's a struggle.
I think that's part of it too. Is the workforce we're seeing is not at its best. I just think in general, like the overall morale and the overall like just air in the breath in the air is just negative. So I feel like it's taken away a lot of the spirit for this year. Not so much myself, but the people around, like, and it's not even people in my inner circle. It's just the general public. Like, you can get that sense where nobody's really mentally here anymore. So like you said, like, I don't like doing grocery shopping or any type of shopping just because unless they have a self-checkout, because I'd rather do that than have to see someone fumble for 20 minutes on 5 bananas or something.
That's another thing too. I could go to the grocery store every day. I wouldn't plan meals for the week. I would go when I'm out of work. This is what we're having for dinner tonight. I'll do the shopping then. But I've even gotten to the point with that where if I have to go to the Wegmans on Robinson and Niagara Falls Boulevard, I will jump in front of a car instead of going there at 4:45 when other people with the same mindset are there and they just, once again, just have no sense of other individuals around them, and I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and we talked about that last week, too, about, I did, about Canadians at Trader Joe's. There's no courtesy when you go there. And it's not just them. Like, that's my main place I go to. But it's really everywhere where you go. There's just a lack of courtesy that I feel, and it makes it difficult to be in public now.
Gary, what are you seeing out there when you're doing your errands?
Everything seems overcrowded. I know a lot of stores have closed, and also the workforce isn't there how it used to be in terms of whether it's cashiers or managers. So too many people at the same place at the same time. I remember back in the day, okay, I'll go to Kmart here, or I may go to, Target over there in its infancy and stuff like that. But now everybody's in Target. Everybody's in Walmart. It's so crowded, and there's not the variety you used to. So all those inconsiderate people. There's just more of them in the same place.
And Kmart was a place where you can go get in and out in 5 minutes because nobody else was there. So
Right.
there was always that positive there. All right, so you got the shopping done. You're all set to go. You're turning on your radio. You're turning on WEBR. You're turning on whatever local radio station to hear a Christmas song. What is the most annoying Christmas song for you, Andrew?
Oh boy. I think it's just got to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't know why, but I just think it's one of those things I just don't like. And I know you got something to say, so go ahead.
Yeah, Rudolph is the biggest Christmas villain that there is. One day we'll get into that. Rudolph is so misunderstood, his ulterior motive that he has for his messaging. He's a really bad reindeer. So when people try to make Rudolph out to be some kind of hero, I see right through it.
Yeah, great example for the children.
Right, exactly. Gary, annoying song?
Oh, for me, I hope I don't get people upset, but that Christmas Shoes song. I mean, I'm having a good time at a party, you know, after caroling, all of a sudden the Christmas Shoes song come on, and I'm like bawling my eyes out, and it's like, it just brings me down too much for the holiday season. I understand it's a beautiful song, but holiday times, it just brings me down too much.
I'm going to go with Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen. I am not a big fan of Bruce Springsteen to begin with, and I can't stand banter in songs, and the way he's like banters in between lyrics drives me absolutely crazy, and I cannot tolerate that song.
I don't like Bruce Springsteen either, so I have nothing else to add other than yes.
This is the first time I've ever heard anybody not like a Springsteen or that song. This is like a first for me.
I like maybe 3-4 of his songs. Murder Incorporated, Cover Me, Going Down, Born in the USA, I'm like 50-50-ish with. I'm not really that big of a fan. That's 10th Avenue Freeze Out is a good song, but it doesn't, that once we get past that, it's just a lot of na to me.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Also, for a Christmas song, Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Why? Why did we need a song about an adulterous woman in Santa? Why are we doing that? How is that popular?
I'm surprised that song hasn't gotten quote unquote canceled yet.
Same.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the list. All right, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Andrew, favorite Christmas song?
Bing Crosby, White Christmas.
Okay.
I just like it because I like his voice. I think it's a very fitting song for the holiday that we are celebrating.
Do you think White Christmas is better than Blue Christmas? Elvis Presley?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Ooh, hot take. Gary, best Christmas song?
Oh, he just took the breath out of my lungs. You guys are killing me tonight. For me, I have to go Dominic the Donkey. That's one of my favorite ones. Whimsical. I'm not Italian, but I love that song. When it comes on, I have to sing along and get the kids singing, and we go to town.
Yeah, that song came late to me, being from an Italian family. Not as Italian as some other Italian families. I would probably be more into the song, but I'm not. I mean, I like the song. I don't mind it. Yeah, but I get what you're saying there. My favorite Christmas song, and this is developed over the course of the last 5 to 10 years, is most definitely Step Into Christmas by Elton John. There's something about the song with the lyrics, with the rhythm. I was working a dead-end job at one point in time, driving a tractor-trailer truck, and that song came on when I was having a terrible night, and it totally snapped me into the Christmas spirit. Didn't have much going on in my life other than wrestling and driving said truck. But that song came on, caught me in the right time, right emotion, and I've been a big fan of it ever since. So I'm going with Step Into Christmas with Elton John. And I don't care what people say about being annoyed by All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. There's nothing better than being at a crowded bar in the middle of July and you put that song on the touch tunes and you see the looks on people's faces and then you see the spirit rise in the bar. Greatest thing you can do, the best $1 or $2 you can spend. Try it next summer. Go to a crowded bar that has touch tunes, June, July. Maybe you want to push it, go to August. Play that song. Rock it out, and then take a look around. And yeah, I played that. Raise your hand. Walk up to the bar and see if anybody buys you a drink.
Yeah, It's weird because a lot of people complain about that song, but it's still the most played song of the holidays. So obviously, people are still listening to it. I'm always in a good mood when that pops up. I mean, I'm in a good mood when Mariah Carey pops up in general, but...
Yeah, that's my number 2. Then Wham! Is
7 o'clock on a Tuesday, Andrew. We got to please keep it family friendly here. I'm sorry, Gary. I didn't mean to step on you, but I had to kind of rein Andrew in over there.
So that song is my number 2, and then Wham! Is my number 3.
Last Christmas?
Yeah,
Last
That's
Christmas
a great
is
song,
a
yeah.
jam.
Where are we at with Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney?
It's in the mix.
It's in the mix?
It's in the mix.
Indifferent?
Yeah.
Not good, not bad?
No, if it pops on, I won't skip it, but I'm not seeking it out.
Gary?
It's in my top 10.
Okay.
Definitely for sure my top 10.
All right, so we all have our streaming services that have these Christmas movies you've never heard of, Christmas movies that were probably produced in someone's backyard, that have Christmas in the title or holiday in the title. You're searching around to find something, maybe a television show, because you don't want to watch the unknown, unnamed Christmas movie. If we're going for the best Christmas television show, where are we going, Andrew?
I mean, I'm partial to a Charlie Brown Christmas. I think that's kind of the gold standard. At least for me, growing up, I was a big Snoopy guy. So whenever Charlie Brown Christmas came up, like, that's when I knew, like, it was for real.
What's your favorite TV show?
Just in general?
Yes.
Oh, man. I honestly don't know if I can name one. I'm particular to old school MASH. Mostly because it was on reruns forever. But I loved the show.
So will you go back and watch a MASH Christmas episode?
Yes. Yes, I will.
That's where I was going. Gary, favorite Christmas TV show?
Garfield's Christmas.
You know what? I haven't seen that one in a while, but I'm a big fan of Orange Cats, and I'm a big fan of Garfield, so I might have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, he has all the family come down, and, Grandma is, kind of a little eccentric, and she's doctoring her recipes and doing everything, and it kind of reminds me of my family, so that's why I gravitate to that one a lot.
What's your favorite TV show?
Oh, I have too many to name, so outside of wrestling, it's...
Wrestling's not a TV show.
Yeah, I know.
It is, but it isn't.
Probably the X-Files.
So I can't imagine
have a Christmas episode?
Do they have a Christmas episode?
Yeah.
So would you go back and watch the Christmas episode of the X-Files?
No, not that one, no, but...
No.
In terms of Christmas episodes, Roseanne. I thought Roseanne always had some serious holiday specials.
Very good,
Amazing
very
ones,
good. Yeah, that's very good. For me, I will go back and watch that first Christmas episode of The Office. I can watch that on a loop without even blinking. I do like the episode also where Michael broke up with his girlfriend and they go to the hibachi restaurant. And that's probably my second favorite Christmas episode, but definitely Michael buying the iPod and everybody kind of turning on each other to get that iPod, and then Jim getting Pam the teapot and throwing all those special items in the teapot. That is just like great. And then Michael goes to the liquor store and buys however many bottles of just straight vodka and pulls out the cash, throws it down. Like, to me, that's where it begins and ends. If we're talking about traditional Christmas shows, I'm going to go with a little known show that every time I mention it to people, they don't understand what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about an HBO show that was called Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Anybody in the room familiar with it?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I am not.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
So I believe it would be on Max. Do you have Max?
Yes, I do.
So do me a favor. Not exactly when you go home, but in the next couple of days, go on Max, search Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, get yourself a beverage, maybe a bowl of popcorn, sit down, watch it, and then thank me later.
All right, I shall do that.
It's great. I don't know what it is about it. The backstory kind of makes you feel sad, but there's that hope at the end, which every Christmas story should have.
It's a little cheesy, I can never get enough of anthropomorphic animals.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
All right, you're listening to the Buffalo Business Spotlight Christmas pregame edition here on WEBR Radio. If you want to get involved with the program, you can call or text us at 716-674-9555. That's 716-674-9555. So we got the shopping out of the way. We got the Christmas episodes out of the way. We are getting to the point where we may have heard our favorite Christmas song maybe one too many times. The big days are approaching. Andrew, Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
I like Christmas Eve. That's just preference. So,
tell me why.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I like nighttime stuff. You know, I'm a night owl. I like Christmas Eve. Back in my day, we did a little fun party games on Christmas Eve. You know, that was always a good thing. Christmas Day, like I mentioned before, it just feels like work.
What's on the menu on Christmas Eve in the Carrig household?
We'd probably do some beef on whack. You know, we'll do like buffalo staples. You know, the one thing about like the Christmas New Year's thing is we would always have like a party of just like the finger foods, like the pizza rolls, the chicken fingers, beef on whack, chicken wing dip. Like it was a party. It wasn't, you know, necessarily festive outside of maybe the desserts, you know, gingerbread cookies, whatever peanut butter drop cookies that had the Hershey's like in the middle. I don't know what they're actually called. I call them teardrop cookies.
But we'll call them teardrop cookies.
Okay.
What was the family dynamic? Who are we seeing on Christmas Eve?
For a while there, it was most of my aunts and uncles and my grandpa. We would all get together, but then, you know, after my grandpa passed, it was just mostly my mom, my dad, me, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, my one aunt and cousin. That would be it.
Gary, same questions.
Oh, so definitely Christmas Eve. That's when all my family coming from out of town. We do a lot of games like categories and, you know, card games and things of that nature. When it comes to food, you know, finger foods, you know, we got the beef on the whack on deck, you know, chicken fingers, you know, charcuterie boards and all those relish trays and things of that nature. Yeah, that's definitely the better night.
Where's your family coming in from out of town from? I could have spoken that much better, but excuse my language.
Kansas. They're coming from Olathe, Kansas.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so we got some Mahomes people in the house?
Oh, yeah. But no, they're both Lonians at heart, so you can always see them on the games on TV because they have their Bills jerseys on in a crowd of, like, you know, red and orange there.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So if we're going to meet, I'm going to go Christmas Eve, 7 days a week, twice on Sunday. I've always been a big Christmas Eve kind of guy. The food, there's like for me, it's about the build up too. It's like you got to Christmas Eve, you have some good food, you have some good family time, and then you wake up on Christmas morning, you do the gifts, the whole 9 yards, and then it's kind of like, all right, then you got another dinner with family. But I feel like Christmas Eve is the anticipation. It's right there. You get into it, and you're like, all right, I'm in the thick of things here. And then things kind of like a roller coaster go downhill during Christmas Day. You know, maybe you wake up, you have a nice breakfast. That's fun. Breakfast is always fun. The most important meal of the day, the best meal of the day, in my opinion. And then you have like dinner or whatever, and then it's just kind of like, all right, we'll ride it out. I know some families have different traditions. A lot of families like to drink excessively on Christmas Day. I'm not a fan of that. I'm more likely to drink on Christmas Eve and then like kind of wind it out. But yeah, I'm definitely 7 days a week, twice on Sundays. I'm going Christmas Eve over Christmas Day.
And you think about it, most of us growing up as kids, you know, that was the pretty much for our first maybe 7 to 10 years how we operated. There was that build up. Couldn't sleep Christmas Eve because you're so amped up, ready for Christmas. Then you wake up the morning, you see what you got, you freak out, you got that adrenaline, but eventually you start calming down, and by dinner time, you just want to relax, you just want to mess with your gifts, whether, you know, now as an adult putting something together, maybe, you know, I'm into video games, so putting a video game in, you know, just relaxing.
Yeah, and as far as the menu goes for Christmas Eve, I'm the same way. We'll do beef on wick, some shrimp cocktail, some bread dip, maybe like a macaroni and cheese. Do like a vegetable plate with the dill dip and chips and dip, the whole 9 yards. This year we're going to go a little bit different. We're doing a prime rib, going to do some shrimp cocktail. We actually put in an order for cookies from Amy & Co. in Niagara Falls. Thank you, Matt Johnson, who was on the program. Yep, we're doing that. And then actually Pesci's Pizza in Williamsville, who's a huge supporter of my company that I work for during the day. We're going to order a breakfast pizza for Christmas morning, get it half-baked, heat it up on Christmas morning. We're good to go. And that's going to be a lot right there. at that point, you're like, all right, let's hit the couch and not leave until it's about 20 minutes before we got to make our next stop.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. I don't usually, on the day of Christmas, I don't eat breakfast just because of how hard I go Christmas Eve. Usually I wake up, your stomach's still pretty full. You're like, just make some coffee. And, for me, it's get on the road.
All right, so you wake up Christmas morning. You're feeling the effects from Christmas Eve. Andrew doesn't eat breakfast. I make sure I eat breakfast because the last thing I want to do is overeat at Christmas dinner. Gary, what are you doing for Christmas morning breakfast?
Oh, for me, usually it's like tea and whatever cookies we didn't demolish the night before. And make some crazy omelets, whatever's left over. I've known to put roast beef and make an omelet with it, all type of just whatever I could just get my hands on and just get ready for the day.
That's definitely the way to go. You got to go with the omelet. Whatever's leftovers are in there. Maybe there's some Italian sausage or something like that, some peppers and onions. All right, so we get to Christmas dinner. You've already had roast beef on Christmas Eve. You're kind of trying to wind down, but you can't because you got one more meal. We're looking at the table. Are we seeing a tenderloin? Are we seeing a ham? Are we seeing a lasagna? What gets served in the Carrig household on Christmas Day?
So for this year, my mom is going to do Cornish hens. So that's the choice. I'm not sure what the in-laws are doing, to be honest. Normally, I think they do either a spaghetti or a prime rib.
So Cornish hen, that's a small...
Yeah, that's basically like a chicken, but it's like a small, just a little hen. It's like what back in the old British times, that's what they went and hunted, those little hen-like things.
Are they tender?
Yeah, they're really good, as long as they're prepared right. But yeah, they're basically just small, almost like half the size of the rotisserie chickens that you can find at Tops and Wegmans in the bag.
So everyone gets one on their table?
Yes.
Gotcha. On their plate, I should say. Yes. Excuse me. Gary?
Typically, it's a lasagna, but this year... I think I'm going to do chicken wings, honestly. I think I'm going to do like a chicken wing bar, something different. Just all different types of flavors of wings and, still have some leftover veggies from the day before and just go to town on that. We love wings.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I might come over to his house for Christmas.
I know. I might just change up the whole plan here. Where do you go to buy your wings? You live in Cheektowaga, right?
Yeah.
So do you ever go to Camilo's Sloan Market?
Yep. That's where I go. Yep.
My man.
Yep. Keep it local. Yep.
Yeah.
Sloan Super Pack's the way to go. Since I don't live there anymore, but we used to always get that super pack of just the 6 different meats or whatever. Ooh,
they do such a great job.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I love that place. So for us, I'm not exactly sure what to expect. Normally it's a ham, but sometimes, like you said, it will be a lasagna. I may throw something together to bring with us, maybe a little ziti or something like that. Throw some mozzarella on top, do something like that if I'm in the mood for Italian. But the thing that I like about Christmas dinner, too, is you can get to the point. I mean, if you eat too much ham, you're going to be so dehydrated. You're going to feel that. But with Thanksgiving, you definitely feel that meal for a day, maybe a day and a half afterwards. But with Christmas and Easter, you can recover pretty quickly and get back to normal life, business as usual. And that's what I really enjoy about Christmas dinner. And if you have those leftovers, you got ham sandwiches, you got lasagna for the next couple of days, but you're not getting to the point where you're feeling like you just went through hell and back to eat a meal.
Yeah, there's no food burnout. You can eat that stuff the next couple of days. I know we talked about the last time, the Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving time, about the Thanksgiving dinner. I think with Christmas, the dinner being secondary to the gifts and the family get-together aspect, whereas now I think Thanksgiving is solely focused on what you're eating that day, that you become so engrossed with. And I'm trying to talk.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why my chair keeps slipping towards the wall when I'm trying to talk here. I will figure that out one day, but until then, I have to just keep moving towards the control board. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. We're doing it all right here.
I didn't realize I was on a 45-degree angle.
Look at the mathematician here with the direct degrees of how far. Anyways.
That's my level of frustration, 45 degrees.
Anyways, go ahead, Gary.
So I'm at the point now where, I eat good all year round, but Christmas is definitely one of those the better times for me to eat because that's when I feel like I do my best. I'm really intentional, and more food gets devoured at Christmas than Thanksgiving because I think so many people bring us at Thanksgiving. So I definitely prefer, Christmas dinner to a Thanksgiving dinner per se.
All right, so we're through the dinner. We're ready to relax. We're going to watch that one last Christmas movie before we start shifting gears towards the new year. Andrew, what movie is that going to be for you?
Oh, boy. Well, considering most of the year when I go to my mom's, I see Hallmark Christmas movies all the time. We're going to avoid those. We're going to avoid every one of those. I don't want to get into a debate whether it's a Christmas movie or not, but I will probably throw on Die Hard.
That's actually where I wanted to go, and explain to me and explain to the listening audience and Gary and myself why Die Hard is indeed a Christmas movie.
Okay, so first of all, it takes place during Christmas. Its setting is Christmas. It doesn't have to be specifically about Christmas itself. It's themed around the fact that Christmas is taking place. And plus, there's Christmas music throughout the entire movie. The end credits play to Christmas music. So for me, even though it's an action film, it's a film that's revolved around the Christmas spirit, the Christmas atmosphere. In fact, it goes to show how diabolical these people are because they're doing this during the Christmas season. That's why Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Gary, what's your option?
Oh, for me, the first option is Batman Returns. To me, that's definitely a Christmas movie. You know, Die Hard would have been my number one, but no, Batman Returns. And after that, if I'm still awake, then Ernest Saves Christmas.
For me, I'm going right to Rocky IV.
Nice.
Once again, some people want to make the argument that that is not a Christmas movie. However, I will make the argument that it is indeed a Christmas movie. Once again, takes place at Christmas. Good versus evil, USA versus Russia, tragedy into a triumph, everything you need for a good Christmas movie, not to mention one of my favorite human beings in the world that I've never met. Sylvester Stallone is in said movie, so I will watch that once the day is over, and then we focus on 2025.
Yeah, and can I just point something out real quick?
Go for it.
You didn't want me to get political today, but guess who's the person that mentioned Russia?
Sorry.
But I agree with you in that respect. Same with Batman Returns. I didn't even really make that connection until he said it, and I'm like, it follows all of the same criteria that I just laid out to make a Christmas movie.
I wish I had more time in my life because I would watch the Tim Burton Batmans a lot more than at least the first two, a lot more than I did. I love the Batman with Jack Nicholson. I love the second one with Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito. Oh, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to throw Batman Returns into the mix because of you, Gary, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's my favorite Batman movie, by the way. And so it's, like, amazing that I never really connected the dots to Christmas until just now.
It fits, like you said, it fits all the criteria.
Yep. Yeah, I dust off my VCR even. If you're listening, kids, yeah, I use a VCR, use a VHS tape, and watch it the old school way with the grainy looking screen and everything. So, yeah, for sure.
That's why this is the group I wanted to do the holiday Christmas pregame show with, because of hard-hitting commentary like that. We disagreed on some things, but we agreed on a lot as well.
Yeah, we did, and I think that's part of, you know, it goes back to what I was saying about, like, the difficulties of shopping and navigating public. I think if people acted more like this, where, you know, we laugh, you know, we have some disagreements, but it's all in good fun. We're not here to beat each other up, bring each other down. It's the holiday spirit. You know, we're here just to laugh and have fun, and we need more of that in life. We laugh, we cry, and at the end we all hug.
That's it. I think, you know, post-COVID, we need to get back to that. I think COVID really put a damper in that, but as far as human beings connecting with each other, we need to get back into that for sure.